Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Let's take a walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. This should be a real treat. This is Floyds Gumballhead, which is a wheat beer. It does have a date on it, but it's hard to read with the condensation on it, so let me get my glasses if I can make it out here. It says 02/23/14, February 27th of 2014. So this one is a little bit over a month old, and it is a 5.5%er wheat ale, and Three Floyds is out of Munster, Indiana, and this was sent to me by Richard and Randy, and they sent me a big box of Three Floyds beers. So Richard, Randy, thanks a bunch again. Brothers, I appreciate y'all sending me all these Three Floyds beers. I mean, they are such a cult following for their beers. They just recently started dating because they said the stuff flies off the shelf before, it gets old. So, but I'm glad they did finally step up to the plate and start dating their stuff. It's good information for us to have, and there may be some out of the way place somewhere that gets their beers up there. They don't have a big distribution area that it would sit on the shelf or be put back behind a bottle, and it's just nice to have information to have if you're going to be doing craft beers. It's just a win-win situation for the brewers and a win-win situation for the drinkers, which is us. So with that being said, let's get on with this one. Commercial description says an American wheat beer brewed with red wheat and boatloads of Amarillo hops gives this summer brew a lemony finish. The slight haze in the bottle is from bottle conditioning, where yeast is added to the bottle for a secondary fermentation. Gumballhead is a skiing graft comics hero. So I'm not into the comics anymore, so I'm sure a bunch of you already know who I'm talking about there. Check out Skiing Graphs Comics and Records at www.skiinggraphsrecords.com. What a name. skiinggraphrecords.com. Cheers. Alright, let's go over here. This is a wheat beer, so the cuisine is Latin American and German. The cheese is the earthy Camembert Fontina, and the meat is poultry. The glassware is Becker, Nonic tumbler, the mug, the stein, the sidel, the pint glass, or the Wheezing glass. I brought out the Wheezing glass for this one since it's a bottle conditioned wheat beer, so we can look at what it looks like in one of these tall glasses. And this will allow it to produce a fairly large head since it is a wheat beer and it is bottle conditioned. And it's not recommended for extended cellaring, so let's not extend the cellar this any longer and get it into the glass. Alright, let's see if this produces a monster head. Alright, I have heard a lot about their beers. I mean, if you're in that area, you know what I'm talking about. And people that's been into craft beers for a while, you know how hard it is to get Three Floyds beers. You basically, unless you live in the Munster, Indiana area, you got to trade somebody or have somebody, a good friend, to send you some of them because they just don't do a whole lot of them. I guess I've never been there, so I don't know how big the brewery is, but evidently they're just able to take care of the local area as far as brewing beers, but they do some awesome stuff. They really do. I hope they have the room to expand and start getting further and further out, so people like us can get their hands on some of this without having to have somebody send it to you. It's usually that's usually the case when there's a really good craft brewery and they start off and they just can't produce enough to go out further. They just have to work their way out as they get more and more efficient or expand. So they make some good stuff. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Over into the light, guys. It's not as cloudy as I was really expecting it to be a bottle conditioned beer. I can see the light through it. It has got a slight haze to it. It was fairly carbonated. We got a good finger or so of head in there. It looks very typical for a wheat beer. Nice light amber color. Looks very good. Let's get a nose on it. Wow, a very nice hop presence on this wheat ale. And the IBUs are like 35 on this beer, so it shouldn't be very bitter at all. It should be a very nice summertime, easy drinking, sessionable wheat beer. Could be the ultimate lawnmower beer. What do you think, guys? I'm getting lemongrass, very citrusy, orangey, tangerine. Wow, a wonderful nose on it. Well, here we go. Let's give it a taste. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Richard and Randy. Thank you, sirs. Oh, yeah. A nice wheat maltiness there. Very tropical fruitish with the oranges and the tangerines, a little lemongrass, like it said. Very easy drinking, not bitter whatsoever. Very sessionable ale. Very, very nice lawnmower beer, if I may add that. Wish I could get those beers here. Very thirst quenching. First beer of the day. Very nice. Nice hop profile to this wheat beer. Wow, I like this a lot. Awesome citrusy aroma to this beer. And of course, I'm a hophead. I like everything hopped up. So this fits right up my alley. A nice sessionable wheat beer that's hopped up. But it's not too bitter. It's not like a wheat IPA. It's like a wheat ale or a wheat pale. With 35 IBUs, it's not bitter at all. It's very easy drinking. Somebody that doesn't drink a lot of hoppy beers might find this very pleasant. A good transitional beer for the Bud Miller Coors guys to get a little more flavor and introduce them to some hops without having all the bitterness. So, but let's let it warm up just a tad. I don't like to have these beers real warm. Take it back and let the other half taste it like I always do. And we'll come back and give a final grade on this one, but it definitely seems to be like an A beer, guys. So I'll be right back with the final comments. Hey guys, I'm back. Got just a swallow left here. This is a very, very tasty lawnmower beer as far as I'm concerned. That's why I call most of these lower ABV either lagers or pales or session ales. This is a very tasty, hop-forward wheat beer as far as I'm concerned. So I can't think of a thing that I would do different to this beer with the hop profile that it has. Very easy drinking, a nice citrusy, tangerine, lemongrass, orangey taste. Very pleasant. Very nice on a day like today where it's here in the 80s. Been kind of warm around here the last day or two, which I'm not complaining after the winter we've had. I'm ready for some warm weather, and this beer suits the weather perfectly, guys. Let's do the final chug here. Wow. Very nice. Definitely an A beer, guys, as far as I'm concerned. I'm on the fence whether it's a 9 or a 10, but now that they've started dating their bottles, I can't think of a thing I can say bad about this beer or Three Floyds. They have stepped up to the plate. The only thing I wish they would do is start making more beer so we can get the distribution out a little bit further than what it is now. that we can get some over on this side of the country. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and give it the 10, guys. It is definitely a tasty wheat beer, bottle conditioned. I can't think of a bad thing to say about a beer. So I'm gonna stick to that. I'm gonna give it the 10, and definitely worth picking up. If you can get your hands on this beer and you like this style of beer, a nice, easy drinking, wheat, low ABV, sessionable beer. Very hop forward, I may add, which I like. Alright, I'm not going to go on and on about it. I think it's a wonderful beer, guys. Let's see what everybody else thinks. We'll go over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says it's 94 in their outstanding range. I agree with that. It is an outstanding beer. Very tasty. Very delicious. And over to Beer Advocate. Rate Beer. Rate Beer says, imagine that, 99 overall and 100 in the style. So very, very appropriate numbers as far as I'm concerned. So definitely worth picking up. I wish I could pick it up here. If you've had this one, Gumballhead from 3 Floyds, give me some comments back on this one, guys. As always, hit the like button, rate, comment, subscribe. Rich and Randy, thanks a bunch, guys, for the 3 Floyd beers you sent. Awesome beer mail package. It definitely was. Looking forward to doing some of the rest of them I've got in there. So, guys, I'm out of here. Let's go see what's in the fridge tomorrow. See you then.